I think we're here, and welcome to AM Live on TSPN. We're here with Jim McHargue. Hi, Jim.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Richard, good to see you.
Should we share your title, your funny title?
Yeah, my funny title. Let's see. I'm now Air Pollution Control Officer / Director of Solid Waste.
So it's kind of a mouthful.
A little bit of everything. Yeah. Air, garbage.
Yeah, garbage guru. I think you're saying.
Yeah, there you go.
As well as we're kind of taking care of the stormwater.
Stormwater too. Yeah. So I'm doing the stormwater program, the solid waste recycling, landfill, and air.
And
you're just kind of jack of all trades.
A little bit of everything.
Master of none.
Keeps me busy.
That's
though.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you tried to get us an exemption on the stormwater because we were like, what, 3,000 people over?
Not even that. I think less than 1,000.
Less than 1,000.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have had to go to these extremes.
That would have saved us, what, about $100,000?
Yeah.
We're going to have to use it on a stormwater protection plan.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or is that stormwater? Now we had a groundwater one too, I guess.
Well, we do groundwater, but this is just specifically stormwater stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay.
Wow.
Couple things to talk about. Let's get an air district update because specifically now in the wintertime, a lot of people burn and it's going to rain. So if people
That's
have
right.
piles out there and they haven't burned them, they're going to get wet.
That's right, and we want people to burn, but burn carefully and really try and minimize smoke because smoke can be a problem in certain areas of the county. And obviously, if you know the conditions are right, the smoke will collect in low-lying areas, and if there's homes there, people will be impacted by it. So we really want people to be good neighbors and to burn properly. So we have some guidelines that we like to share with people.
So what are those?
Well, first of all, we want to remind people that burning is only allowed on permissive burn days. So you have to call our burn line to find out if it's an allowable burn day, because if it's not, no burning's allowed. And some people forget, they think they get a permit and then they're good to go. But no, they have to call every day. Just because yesterday was a burn day doesn't mean today's going to be a burn day.
Right.
Conditions change.
Let's talk about the permits. You need a permit from CAL FIRE, correct?
You have to have a permit from Amador Air District, so from my department, but then CAL FIRE does require permits also. So we want people to call CAL FIRE and make sure, if it's the time of year that they require a permit, that they're doing that.
Do you need a permit from Air District if you're burning a 4x4 or less pile?
No, small piles are allowed without a permit, but again, they have to be only on permissive burn days.
Okay.
Yeah. So larger than 4x4, Richard, you're right, does require a large pile burn permit. And then, again, smoke minimization is really important. We want people to burn, but burn dry material. We have guidelines on drying times for materials, and kind of a general rule of thumb, it's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. So for the real small stuff like weeds and lightweight stuff, 2 days drying time. For like branches and a little bit larger stuff, 2 weeks. For the bigger stuff, at least 2 months drying time, maybe even longer.
Okay, if we have rain coming in on Thursday,
Yeah.
if people have piles to burn, they're not going to be able to get to it, they should cover them.
Absolutely. We want them to cover them because a lot of people think, oh, it's raining out, I can burn, and it's a perfect time to burn. But if that stuff is soaking wet,
Smoky.
you're
Wow.
just going to smoke out the place.
Yeah, and the key is you keep it dry through the rainy period, then you can uncover it, it'll be somewhat dry, or if you've taken care of it, all dry.
If you've had a covered pile and we get a good amount of rain, which it looks like we're going to get, and it's a permissive burn day, that's ideal conditions because you've got dry fuel, you can get a real hot fire, and you want to tend to your fire, so you want to make sure that you're stirring it up and making sure that it's getting plenty of air, and as long as you've got dry fuel, hot fire, that's going to burn properly and minimize smoke.
I know upcountry, a lot of people are very sensitive to the smoke.
Yeah.
They have asthma, or people that are young or old
Elderly,
especially
yeah.
might have issues. So I know Supervisor Morgan said yesterday in a meeting that she was already getting calls from people complaining about the smoke.
Yeah.
So I guess if you don't want your neighbors to complain, at least follow the procedures.
Yes, again, and be good neighbors. And if you're if all the conditions are right, it's a permissive burn day, but you start a burn pile and it's going right into your neighbor and it's causing a nuisance, then that kind of supersedes everything, and it's creating a nuisance, and it's just not being a good neighbor. We
And
want
you get
people-
the phone calls.
Yeah.
We get the phone, but I'll tell you, we also get an equal number of phone calls for people that want to burn, need to burn for different reasons, fire protection, defensible space, and they're frustrated because it's not a permissive burn day, and they're saying, I'm looking out my window, it looks like a
Yeah.
perfect day to burn, why can't I burn?
Why don't you explain that?
Yeah.
What
How do you
proce-
determine that?
What are the procedure, or what guidelines do we follow?
Basically, the State Air Resources Board every day determines if it's a permissive burn day or not. So we follow what the directive is from the State Air Resources Board. Every day, they send an airplane up out of Columbia Airport, and they measure temperatures at different altitudes, so 1,000 feet, 2,000, 3,000. That will determine what the air's doing. If the air's stagnant, it's not a burn day because the smoke is just going to sit there.
Yeah.
If there's movement in the air, then that's going to be,
Interesting.
permissive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the risk, I guess, of people not following proper guidelines burning is you increase the complaints, you increase telephone calls to our legislators in Sacramento, and the next thing you know, they're going to ban all burning.
Well, and then, as you know, there's many areas in the state that burning is completely banned, and it's not allowed. Up here, a lot of folks need to burn. They have to burn to provide that protection. So it's an important part of life up here, but we just want people to do it the right
Responsibly.
way. Yeah.
You're our new Amador County Air Pollution Control Officer. So you have a lot of duties with that. Are you finding that challenging?
That's right. It's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. It keeps me busy. So the good thing is days just go by like that.
You're good. I bet you're perfect for that role because you're so mild mannered and you're probably easy to communicate well with people. You probably deal with a lot of complaints.
I try and keep the plate spinning.
Yeah.
This plate's going
Yeah,
in
you're
this
good,
plate,
you're good.
So I try
And
and keep
people
on
should
top
look
of
at
it.
Jim. Look into the camera and look at Jim. You shouldn't call Jim and be
Poor
abusive to him.
Jim, I know.
I'll be happy to take your calls, but just
Well,
remember, we're doing the best we
You're
can.
doing the best you can. That's right. Yep.
Give a phone number again for the air
For the
district.
burn line, I want people to call 223-6246, 223-6246. Please call and make sure you call for the burn day status.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for
Good
being on
seeing
today.
you
Yes, we'll
guys.
be right back.
Okay,
Stay
see you.
tuned.
Watched and all of TSPN's programming is now being posted to YouTube.